That out of the way, let's get to the first email today. And the first email today comes to us from John Steze, who writes, "Hi, John, longtime follower of yours from Connecticut. The Golden Globe nominations were announced today. And this is obviously an email from the other day. And I was wondering, how do they nominate movies that haven't even been released yet? It doesn't make sense to me." All right, thanks a lot for the email, John. And you know what? You'd be surprised. I do actually get asked this question quite a bit. I get asked this question a lot. And I know a lot of you guys already know the answer, but there's a lot of people who don't. So this happens every year, Robert. The award season comes around, and we start hearing nominations for movies that have not even hit theaters yet. And, you know, then you get a lot of people asking, of course, how the hell are they doing this? How the hell, why are they nominating something they haven't even watched yet? How is that fair? Here's what happens. What they do is that these awards bodies, the studios will send out screeners to the voting members of the various awards bodies. So if you're a member of the Academy, you get a screener. If you're a member of the Golden Globes Hollywood Foreign Press, all 60 or 70 of you, you get a screener. If you're a voting member of the Broadcast Film Critics Society, you'll get a screener. So what they do is they send out these screeners to these awards bodies to make sure they have a chance to see it. They send them these for your consideration screeners so they can watch it and they have seen it. So all the voting members of the Academy, all the voting members of the Broadcast Film Critics Society, all the voting members of SAG, all the voting members of the Golden Globes, they've all received these movies. So while they're not in theaters yet, they are available, and these voting members have seen these movies. That's how they qualify to be a part of it. Now, as long as these are movies that will be playing in a theater before the end of the year, then they qualify. So, Robert, let me ask you this. Have you ever been a part of one of these voting bodies or anything where you got these screenings in advance, or do you know anybody that is part of these voting bodies?
Oh, yes. I personally have not been part of the voting bodies, but as everyone knows, you know, one of the great benefits of living in LA is you always know friends who get all of the screeners. Some of the acting bodies do. I've got director friends that get all of the screeners. And one of the great joys of the end of the year is when they start sending out screeners to a lot of movies that have yet to come out in around sometimes even October, November. And they also have all the guilds have screenings of movies. The Writers Guild does, the Directors Guild does, SAG does. They're showing all of these films to their membership. And sometimes if you have friends, you can go with them and you can see movies that have yet to come out. It's a great time to be in Los Angeles, the pre-awards time.
Yeah,
but I think you said it very well. You explained it very well.
I used to actually, when I was first in LA, I lived with a buddy of mine who now writes for Variety. And he's a voting member of one of these awards bodies. And I used to love it because like around, you know, September, all these movies would start coming in the mail for him to watch on DVD that weren't coming out for another 2 or 3 months. And I get to sit there and watch those movies. And actually, one of my partners, Susan, who you know, has been a voting member of one of my partners at Power Media and the Stream.tv has been a voting member of the Academy for like decades. Oh, wow. So she gets to go all these, not just the screeners, but she gets all these special presentations and all this kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's move on now to the